What if I told you that by winter 2025, most grocery store shelves could be emptier than they were during the lockdowns? We're talking about a food crisis that experts say could rival World War II shortages. And here's the terrifying part. Only a handful of foods will actually keep you alive when SHTF hits. In this video, I'm going to show you the 9 survival foods that are absolutely critical for getting through the harshest winter in decades. Forget the trendy stockpile lists. This isn't about snacks or comfort items. These are the calorie-dense, nutrient-packed, long-lasting staples that your family will depend on when supply chains collapse and prices triple. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to grab, how to store it, and why waiting even a few more weeks could cost you big. Item 1. White rice. When everything else disappears, white rice steps in like a hero. It's one of the few foods that can sit quietly in your pantry for 30 years and still cook up just as good. That's not hype. It's been tested. Rice is lightweight, easy to store, and one of the most calorie-packed staples you can buy. A single 50-pound bag holds over 80,000 calories. That's weeks of meals for a small family without breaking the bank. Here's the best part. Rice is cheap now, but it won't stay that way. Grain shortages around the world are already pushing prices up. When supply chains get squeezed, rice will be one of the first foods to vanish. People in crisis zones call it edible currency for a reason. You can eat it, trade it, or stretch it into endless meals with just a few extras. Think soups, stir-fries, or even just rice with beans. It's comfort food and survival food rolled into one. Don't buy tiny bags from your local grocery store. That's the rookie mistake. Restaurant suppliers sell 25 50-pound sacks at almost half the cost per pound. Not only do you save money, but the quality is usually higher with fewer broken grain. Store it in airtight containers, add oxygen absorbers, and keep it in a cool, dark place. Done right, you'll have a food stash that outlives the crisis. Item 2. Dried beans and lentils. When meat disappears from shelves and prices skyrocket, beans and lentils step up as the real MVP. They're loaded with protein, fiber, and minerals that your body craves when food options get limited. Unlike fresh meat or dairy, beans don't spoil in a week. Stored correctly, they can last 25 to 30 years without losing their nutrition. That means you're stocking not just food but long-term strength. Here's the kicker. Beans are one of the cheapest proteins you can buy. A 25-pound bag costs less than a single grocery trip for fresh meat, yet provides the same protein as hundreds of dollars worth of steak or chicken, and they're versatile. Black beans, pinto beans, chickpeas, red lentils, each one brings something unique to the table. Lentils are quick to cook, saving precious fuel during emergencies. Chickpeas can turn into soups, spreads, or even crunchy snacks. Pinto bean, perfect with rice for a full meal that actually sticks to your ribs. Storage is simple too. Keep them in sealed buckets or mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and pests won't stand a chance. Some preppers even add a little food-grade diatomaceous earth to keep bugs away naturally. The payoff is huge. You'll have a clean, safe protein source that doesn't rely on electricity, refrigeration, or fragile supply chains. When things get rough, beans and lentils won't just feed you. They'll keep you strong, energized, and ready to face whatever comes next. Item 3. Pasta. When winter locks down and stress levels climb, nothing beats a hot bowl of pasta. It's more than just food. It's comfort in a pot. Pasta is lightweight, compact, and stores for decades if sealed right. A single 20-pound box can give you hundreds of servings. And when paired with beans or canned sauce, you've got a survival meal that feels like home. Here's why pasta earns its spot on the survival list. It's calorie-dense. Every handful gives you long-lasting energy to push through the day. Unlike fresh bread or rolls that mold in a week, pasta sits quietly on your shelf until you need it most. And it cooks fast. Even in an emergency where fuel is limited, you only need a few minutes of boiling water to turn dry noodles into a hearty meal. Don't just think spaghetti. Stock up on penne, rotini, and elbow macaroni. Each shape works differently. Spirals hold sauces, elbows are perfect for cheesy meals, and spaghetti stretches into endless variations. You can rotate it with rice to prevent food fatigue and keep meals interesting when supplies are tight. Buying tip: skip the tiny grocery boxes and grab bulk packs from warehouse clubs or restaurant suppliers. You'll pay far less per pound and build a stash big enough to last all winter. When times are tough, pasta isn't just fuel, it's morale. A steaming bowl of noodles can lift spirits, keep your body fueled, and remind you that even in crisis, comfort is still on the menu. Item 4. Oats. When the world outside is frozen solid, oats turn into a survival champion. They're cheap, nutrient-packed, and one of the easiest foods to store long-term. If you seal-rolled or steel-cut oats in food-grade buckets with oxygen absorbers, you can stretch their life up to 25-30 years without losing much nutrition. That means a single stash today could still feed you decades down the road. Oats are more than just breakfast. They're versatile. You can cook them as porridge, grind them into flour for baking, or mix them into survival bars for on-the-go fuel. A single cup delivers 7 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber, and B vitamins that keep your energy steady when everything else feels uncertain. Even better, oats contain special compounds called avenanthramides only found in oats that help fight inflammation and boost heart health. In a stressful survival situation, that kind of steady energy and immune support is priceless. Most people make a big mistake here. They go for instant oats. Don't. Instant oats lose nutrients during processing and won't keep you full as long. Steel-cut or old-fashioned rolled oats are the way to go. They're denser, healthier, and far more filling. Cooking oats doesn't require much fuel either. You can soak them overnight in water for a no-cook option, or boil them in just a few minutes for a warm, comforting meal. Add powdered milk, dried fruit, or even honey, and you've got a survival breakfast that tastes like normal life. Buying tip: skip the tiny supermarket canisters. Head to bulk food suppliers or restaurant distributors where you can buy 25 to 50-pound bags at a fraction of the cost. Stored properly, those bags will outlast most packaged foods in your pantry. When winter survival comes down to energy, warmth, and comfort, oats deliver all three in one simple scoop. Item 5. Beans. They're one of the oldest survival foods in history, and for good reason. Packed with protein, fiber, and essential minerals like iron and magnesium, beans can fuel your body when fresh meat is impossible to find. A single cup of dried beans has about 15 grams of protein, enough to keep your muscles strong and your stomach satisfied in tough times. Here's the real magic. Beans and rice together create a complete protein. That means they give you all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. If you've stocked up on white rice from earlier, beans are its perfect partner. Together they form a survival combo that has sustained civilizations for centuries. Dried beans are your best bet for long-term prep. When stored in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, they can last 25 years. Canned beans are convenient and ready to eat, but they take up more space and usually have a shelf life of 2 or 5 years. A smart prepper stocks both canned for emergencies, dried for the long haul. Cooking beans does take time, but you can save fuel with smart tricks. Try soaking them overnight to cut cooking time in half, or use a solar cooker if you've got one. Even better, pressure cookers can turn hard beans into a hearty meal in under an hour. Here's a bonus survival tip: sprout your beans. In just a few days, you'll have fresh, crunchy sprouts packed with vitamins that your body craves in winter when produce is scarce. Buy them in bulk from warehouse stores or restaurant suppliers. A 25-pound bag of dried beans is dirt cheap compared to meat and will feed your family for weeks. When winter strips away fresh food, beans give you strength, warmth, and the protein your body needs to survive. Item 6. Honey. When the world outside is frozen solid, honey becomes more than just a sweetener, it's survival fuel. Unlike most foods, honey never expires. Archaeologists have found jars of honey in ancient tombs that are still safe to eat thousands of years later. That makes it one of the most reliable foods you can store for a crisis. But honey isn't just sugar. It's packed with natural enzymes, antioxidants, and antibacterial properties. That means it can pull double duty, not only feeding you but also helping heal wounds and sore throats when medicine is scarce. A spoonful can soothe a cough, boost energy, and even dress a cut to prevent infection. Few survival foods can do all that. Here's the smart move: stock raw, unfiltered honey. Processed honey loses many of its healing properties and sometimes even gets cut with corn syrup. Raw honey crystallizes over time, but don't worry, that's perfectly normal. Just place the jar in warm water and it returns to liquid gold. Honey also delivers quick calories when you need them most. A single tablespoon gives about 60 calories, which can mean the difference between exhaustion and stamina when you're chopping firewood or hauling supplies in freezing weather. It also works as a natural preservative. Mix it with nuts or oats, and you've got instant energy bars that last for months. Pro tip: buy in bulk directly from local beekeepers or farmers markets. Not only is it usually cheaper, but you'll know it's the real deal. When winter hits hard and food choices shrink, honey shines as a versatile, healing, and energizing survival essential. It's not just sweetness in a jar, it's nature's gift for endurance. Item 7. Salt. Salt isn't just a seasoning, it's survival. In a world where supply chains collapse and grocery shelves sit empty, salt becomes priceless. Without it, your body can't function properly. It regulates fluids, supports nerve function, and helps muscles contract. Go too long without salt, and weakness, confusion, and even dangerous health problems can hit fast. But salt's real power in a survival crisis goes beyond nutrition. It's one of the oldest and most reliable food preservers on Earth. Before refrigeration, people packed meat and fish in salt to keep it safe for months. That same method works today. With enough salt, you can stretch your food supply through an entire brutal winter. It's also a tool for survival medicine. Salt water rinses clean wounds, soothes sore throats, and can even help prevent infections. Add it to warm water and you've got a natural electrolyte drink when dehydration strikes. Here's the kicker. Salt is dirt cheap right now. A few dollars can buy 25 pounds at bulk stores, but during a crisis, it could be worth its weight in silver. Not all salts are equal though. Stockpile iodized salt for daily use. It prevents iodine deficiency, which can cause serious health issues. Then grab rock salt or sea salt in larger quantities for preserving and barter. Salt also stores forever if you keep it dry. No need for fancy containers. Food-grade buckets or sealed jars will do the trick. In winter survival, salt isn't just season, it's energy, preservation, medicine, and even currency. The smart preppers already know without salt, survival gets a whole lot harder. Item 8. Oats. When the snow is falling and the wind cuts through every crack, nothing keeps you fueled like oats. They're one of the most reliable survival foods because they're cheap, lightweight, and packed with slow-burning energy. A warm bowl of oats can carry you through freezing mornings when the world outside feels unbearable. Unlike many foods, oats don't just fill your stomach, they stick with you, giving steady energy instead of quick spikes and crashes. Here's why oats shine in survival. They're loaded with fiber, which keeps you full longer and helps your body process other foods better. They're also rich in iron, magnesium, and a surprising amount of protein. Add in a little honey or dried fruit, and you've got a meal that fuels your brain, muscles, and immune system all at once. That's exactly what you need when resources are tight and stress levels are high. Storage is simple too. Rolled oats last up to 2 years in a sealed container, and steel-cut oats can stretch even longer. But the real secret? Store them in airtight buckets with oxygen absorbers and you can extend that shelf life to decades. Think about it. One 25-pound bag of oats can give you over 250 servings. That's months of breakfast for a family of 4, all for less than the cost of a single dinner out. In a barter economy, oats also become incredibly valuable. They cook fast, don't require fancy ingredients, and can be made sweet or savory. From porridge to oat bread, even homemade energy bars, their versatility is unmatched. When survival means staying warm, strong, and steady, oats are more than they're fuel for the fight ahead, one bowl at a time. Item 9. Honey. Honey isn't just sweet, it's pure survival fuel. This golden liquid is one of the few foods on Earth that never spoil. Archaeologists have found jars of honey in ancient tombs that were still safe to eat thousands of years later. That alone makes it a must-have when the world shuts down. In survival mode, honey works on 3 levels: food, medicine, and morale. As food, it's a powerhouse of quick energy. A spoonful delivers natural sugars that fire up your body when energy is low. Unlike processed sugar, honey comes loaded with trace minerals and antioxidants that strengthen your immune system, a lifesaver during cold, harsh winters. As medicine, honey is unmatched. It has natural antibacterial properties strong enough to fight infections. For generations, people have used it to treat burns, soothe sore throats, and even heal wounds. In a world where pharmacies may be empty, a single jar of raw honey could replace an entire first aid shelf. Then there's morale. Don't underestimate the power of comfort and survival. A drizzle of honey in tea or spread over oats can turn a plain meal into something that feels almost luxurious. That boost in spirit is priceless when days are long and hope feels thin. Storage is as easy as it gets. Keep honey sealed in glass jars and it will last forever. Even if it crystallizes, just warm it gently and it returns to liquid gold. No waste, no loss. In a crisis, honey isn't just food, it's currency, comfort and medicine all in one. If you stockpile nothing else sweet, make sure it's honey. So there you have it. 9 powerful items that could mean the difference between just surviving and actually making it through the winter from rice that becomes survival currency, to beans that replace expensive protein, to honey that doubles as food and medicine. Each one of these isn't just a grocery item, it's a lifeline. Here's the hard truth. Shelves are already thinning out. Prices aren't slowing down. And when crisis hits, you won't get a second chance to prepare. The smartest move you can make right now is to start small, stock up steadily, and build your survival pantry before it's too late. And remember, prepping doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need 50 different things. You just need the right ones. 9 essentials. That's it. Secure these now, and you'll already be way ahead of 90% of people when shortages strike. I want to hear from you. What's the first thing you're going to stock up on after watching this video? Drop your answer in the comments because your idea might help someone else survive too. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. It tells YouTube this is information worth spreading. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because I've got more survival strategies, food hacks, and insider info coming your way. And if you want to support the channel directly, you can tap that super thanks button below. Every bit helps me keep creating content that keeps you and your family prepared. Stay safe, stay stocked, and remember, preparedness today is peace of mind tomorrow.